GSMA found that while 4G will still dominate in Asia Pacific by 2030, 5G is quickly catching up. Julian Gorman from GSMA is here to tell us more about it. Julian, beyond 5G's growth, what other industry shifts did your report highlight?
You're right there. 4G will last till beyond the end of this decade. But the trends that we've highlighted actually are four key trends that are affecting the industry. The first is 5G Advanced, which is the latest release of 5G, which will bring more functionality, more use cases potentially. The second one is Generation AI. I mean, mobile network operators, the largest customer care organizations in the world, but actually they're going to be focusing on Gen AI to drive more efficient, more adaptive networks. Beyond that, there's also satellites and non-terrestrial networks. Asia Pacific has a wide diversity of complex geographies, and so satellites and advances in technology in satellite services are increasing and making available new use cases such as maritime and hard-to-reach geographies. And then the final one is the mobile operator API economy. With the advances in network technology, mobile operators across the world, as part of GSMA's Open Gateway program, are making available APIs to the innovators and to the ecosystem to allow a new era of innovation, to exposing the mobile operators' network capabilities to that ecosystem, which will drive a new innovation era and use cases to solve fintech, health, and network on demand, and a whole range of use cases, which will certainly bring benefits to the consumers and the economy.
Speaking of growth, how fast is 5G even being adopted across the region?
So 5G is growing well. Asia Pacific is really a tale of extremes. You have the most advanced markets like South Korea, which this year will pass 60% 5G adoption. But then a number of the big countries with populations in Asia Pacific are yet to really enter the 5G era. And so you do have India, which is adding about 10 million subscribers a month to their 5G base, which will make them one of the largest 5G countries in the world. But across the region, we have an average of about 10% penetration so far against a global average of about 18%. But by the end of the decade, you're expecting around 45% of the user base in Asia Pacific on 5G. But in the advanced markets, you're seeing over 90% by the end of the decade.
And along with this, we are also seeing a rise in mobile commerce. With that, how can the mobile industry address online fraud and build consumer trust?
You're right. The mobile phone is enabling the world's population to access commerce and online services, financial services. And as more people come on board and more services, those commerce and fintech industries are looking for data solutions to help them manage digital identity fraud and risk. And through the Open Gateway program of GSMA, mobile operators around the world are releasing APIs which will expose data points, things like SIM swap, device location, and other data points which can be used by commerce and fintech to manage those digital identity and fraud risks by including them in their algorithms, and then they can calculate and manage that risk a lot better, which will provide a lot of safety and trust for the consumers.
Thank you so much for your time today, Julian.
Thank you very much, Jess.
Once again, that was Julian Gorman, Head of Asia Pacific at GSMA. For more news, visit asiantelecom.com.